All right, so advice. Pack lightly. I brought a lot of clothes that I thought were going to be cool enough that weren't. I cannot even explain to you how hot it is. I grew up in Houston, Texas, which is hot and humid, and I still was not prepared for the heat there. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just a different kind of heat. It's so hot. It does get a little bit cooler in the winter, so that is something to look forward to. But Botswana is in the middle of the Kalahari Desert, so there's not very much rain, and it's very hot. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I think you need to know how hot it really is. So pack light, short sleeve, lightweight, breathable clothing is absolutely what you need. Bring a couple maybe cardigans or blazers just for meetings, but honestly, don't spend a lot of money on them because they will not get much use. I think I wore a blazer like 3 times on my whole mission. Yeah, it's very hot. I ended up wearing just very plain t-shirts, or not t-shirts, but like cotton, lightweight, plain shirts a lot, just because that's all you can really handle. There are some areas where you will need to take malaria medication. Not all of the areas require that, but some areas do. And some you need to use mosquito nets. I was really stubborn about mine the first time, just because it felt weird to have something over me while I was sleeping. And I learned very quickly that it's worth it to use your mosquito net. There was a morning I woke up with over 75 bites, mosquito bites. Not exaggerating, I counted them. I had over 75 bites on my body because I didn't use my mosquito net. So if you are in an area where they recommend it, use it. It will save your life. I did get malaria while I was there. It was while I was serving in the small town in South Africa called Mafikeng. I did get malaria. You do not want to get malaria. It is awful. I was down, bedridden for a solid week and a half. I did not leave my flat for a week and a half. It was horrible. Avoid it at all costs. Take the precautions that the mission provides for you, and just be careful with just with taking the precautions. It was partially my own fault because I did sleep without the net. But there were missionaries who did take all the precautions and still got malaria. So just be warned, it is a real thing. But as long as you catch it early enough, you're going to be okay. Just as soon as you show any signs, get to a doctor, contact your mission president or the senior couples, because it is treatable. It's absolutely treatable. It just is not fun at all while you have it. So if you do start getting sick, don't take any risks. Don't try to push through and be tough. Just get the help you need so that it doesn't become worse. Other than that, though, it's a peaceful country. So you're not really going to need to worry about like riots or things like that, where I know I was worried about going into the mission. Serving in an African country, I was a little worried that I'd have to deal with really scary war kind of things, but Botswana is not that way. People will be very curious about you if you are pretty much any color than black. People will be very curious about you, but it's honestly just curiosity. There are not a lot of non-African people there. So if you have a different skin tone, I've had a lot of people come up to me and ask me to let them touch my skin because they'd never felt a white person's skin before, which was really interesting to me. They'll ask to touch your hair if you don't have hair that's like theirs. But for me, it never felt like a safety concern. They just are curious, and it actually opened up some windows for missionary opportunities because they came and talked to me because I was white, and they stayed and talked to me because of the message that I shared. So just prepare for curiosity if you aren't Black.